Okay, hello everyone. Today is Friday, January 17th, 2025. This is kind of just like a little public service announcement. This past summer, about half a year ago, I came on here and I was trying to prompt everyone to really, take inventory and pray, prayerfully take inventory and ask the Lord, what he wanted you to stock up on and all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of another one of those promptings, particularly having to do with mobile phones, particularly Apple mobile phones. So if you're like me and you have a fourth generation or below, and you're trying to avoid the fifth, it behooves you to, especially now more than ever, if possible, to get yourself ahead of time a replacement battery for your phone. Mobile phone batteries last, they say, on average 2 to 3 years, give or take. The last time I replaced mine was either 2020 or 2021. And I'm getting mine replaced today. So I bought the battery this summer about half a year ago, and I'm noticing today that there's some charging issues with my battery, and I believe the Lord is telling me, go get it done. So I just dropped off my phone at a local little hole-in-the-wall shop. The place that I was mentioning this summer is a place called U-Break iFix, which is in the USA, it's in Canada, it's in Puerto Rico, Trinidad, and maybe one or two more countries in the Caribbean or something. And I know I've got people on here, obviously, from the USA and Canada and in the Caribbean. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. So when I called today, and it's always good to call ahead of time, do your legwork, do your research, don't make assumptions. But I called U-Break iFix today, which is a company name. It's a franchise. Again, it's in the US, Canada, Caribbean. And they told me that they're under new ownership, and they basically fired everybody, hired all new people, and that they've got a new contract with Apple, and Apple is mandating that for iPhones, for anything that is an Apple device, they are only permitted to purchase parts directly from Apple or that are Apple brand or so forth. They're called OEM parts. I forget what the guy said. Original something manufacturer, whatever. So the guy basically told me, we can't use the replacement battery that you bought half a year ago. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to find somewhere else. And it worked out. There's a place right around the block for me, and I'm getting that done. But I just thought I would bring this to your attention, keep you mindful of these things. Again, the tribulation starts in less than 3 months. You really want to be prepared. You really want to think about these things, think things through. The Bible tells us to be prudent, think ahead. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If you're trying to avoid the fifth generation and you're trying to hang on to your older phone, how long have you had that phone? How long have you had that battery? Do you have a replacement battery? If you don't, I advise that you try to, locate one and purchase it. The place that I ordered mine from was called Wholesale Gadget Parts in Bixby, Oklahoma. That's where I ordered mine from this past summer. I don't know if they're still going to have it in stock. These parts are going to be harder and harder to come by. And of course, when I was on the phone with U-Break iFix, the guy told me, oh, we don't have that battery in stock. And, I didn't bother to push forward with any more questions because I knew I was going to go somewhere else. But my impression is that here's probably what's going on. Apple wants to push everyone to the next generation, to the fifth. And so they're probably going to make it so that, the replacement batteries and parts and whatever for the fourth and lower generations are going to be all of a sudden obsolete, not available, so that they're going to try to corral and force people to the fifth generation. And so, these other places, these little hole in the wall places, these repair shops, they'll install it for you. they may be able to get you the battery, or if you get it yourself, they'll install it for you. The only thing is that there won't be any warranty. At this point, do you really need a warranty? No, you don't. Okay, we're like 3 months, we're less than 3 months out from the tribulation, and the age ends in 2028. Christ returns, Feast of Trumpets, 2028, which is in September, and I believe that there's a small window of time from then of the people that are left behind. It's only a few months. I believe that the actual end of the age, when the grapes of wrath are gathered, between the rapture and then the grapes of wrath, the earth's harvest, which is the rapture, and then the grapes of wrath, I believe that that's a difference from September to Kislev, December of 2028. So my point is there's not really much time left in the age anyway. You don't need to be concerned about a warranty, but I just thought I would just bring this to your attention as a courtesy. If you have, especially an iPhone, this is something to be mindful of. I've got an i7. I think the guy in the shop was just telling me that I think i11 and below is not 5th generation, and i12 up is. And so it's harder and harder to try to locate, parts, and even if you're trying to get like a refurbished phone. I remember, I think it was 2021, I was trying to find, I was just doing some research of trying to find used phones, like refurbished phones or whatever, that weren't the 5th generation. And back then, a few years ago, it was difficult to find anything, if find anything at all. So just bringing this to your attention, if you're not on top of this, get on top of it now. And of course, just in general, make sure that you are prepping, and most importantly of all, spiritually, you need to be repenting. You need to be examining yourself in prayer with Yeshua and asking him what you need to repent of, and specifically confessing those sins to the Lord and asking for his forgiveness. If you're not doing that, you really need to do that. That's the most important thing of all. But this was more of a body level service announcement of just like, okay, stuff in the natural with your technology, are you on top of that? Do you have replacement parts, replacement batteries? Just be mindful of that. But that's something that came up today. Apparently, Ubreak iFix, which is a pretty large franchise in multiple countries, Apple is now mandating to them that they cannot use other parts, other batteries, unless they are Apple or bought from Apple or whatever. So they are, they're trying to corral everybody into, the 5th generation. And you should know why that is. I'm not going to say anything that could be detrimental to this ministry channel. So anyway, just bringing that to your attention. All right. I bless you all in the name of Yeshua, the Christ of Nazareth.